All right, Mark Henry and Ryback. This the way that I kind of described this was it it was entertaining, but needed a lot more energy. And that's kind of what I had mentioned beforehand, that it would be this kind of slow, lumbering match. Um,
It's a
Plotted
bit
a little
everybody,
worse
bit.
than Brock versus Goldberg.
there were a lot of people around me that were really excited for it, and then they got a little too tired of it, and everybody was just kind of waiting for the shell shock.
Not
These
around
guys
me,
make
man. Everyone was on their hands from the start of this match. This match also got the dreaded boring chant, and pretty much in mass on the side I was on. I don't know if it started going over by you, but it was not going over well at all until the very end. People were not happy with this match.
And we didn't get a
yeah.
boring chant. We got actually somebody behind me was saying flat out, they were like, "This is actually a really good match" and all that. But then they did that
Was that
very
guy like drop his glasses or something?
well. They did that very early on, and then nobody really said anything when the match continued. And
So, needless to say, like the stadium was sitting on their hands about midway through.
yeah, it kind of it started off as like this could be a really fucking good match, and then it was like, all right, it isn't, and then it was like, can you just do the shell shock already and let's move
I don't
on?
know. From a TV perspective, it seemed to be plotting a little bit,
Yeah.
nearing
It
the end, waiting for Ryback to hit his signature moves. It seemed to go on a little longer than it probably should have, and that hurt it.
Too much bear hugging.
Yeah, the
Yes,
bear
way
hug
too
kills it.
much fucking bear hugging.
the funny thing is, it probably wasn't as long, but it reminded me of Cole versus Lawler.
Ugh.
It was
Oh,
just
that
too
was not even
mundane.
anywhere half as long as Cole as the atrocity that was Cole versus Lawler.
But the problem is, I think with these two guys, it was stamina, which was the key to this. I, you know, having Ryback pick up Henry and put him in for the shell shock was awesome.
That's meant to
But
get
the
in the
match
twice.
itself just dragged everything down too much. I was literally falling asleep as soon as I was watching this. I had to find other things to do just to keep myself awake.
Well, how disappointing is it that they? To me, this was like I hate the phrase, so I don't know why I'm saying it, but that whole trying to have your cake and eat it too. That they thought we'll have Mark Henry win instead of Ryback, but then he'll do the shell shock, and that'll be the WrestleMania moment.
Because nobody's expecting the heel to go over in this match, so
Yeah,
let's just shock
Yeah, but
everybody,
it
and then
just
we'll still have him do the moment.
it wasn't that WrestleMania moment because he didn't pick him up during the
well, it
match.
did give him the WrestleMania moment of the reverse Undertaker streak. So he's going to go back, and every WrestleMania he's going to lose until he beats somebody.
Yeah, they really do not want him to win an important match, do they?
They could have a streak versus streak match with Ryback versus Undertaker.
Well,
Ryback's
he
crappy
has
streak versus
lost every
Taker's big
single
streak.
important match, even the ones on Raw. I mean, they make him look like he's unstoppable, but at the same time, they prove time and time again that he is stoppable, and they're gonna do it again with John
No,
Cena
he's got
Extreme Rules.
more wins than Ryback. Gilbert.
Uh, but yeah, the shell shock thing, it was really disappointing. I mean, afterward when he hit the shell shock, people were like, "Oh, it's kind of cool," but then everybody's like, "Well, why didn't they just do that in the match?" Like,
I was just surprised he was able to get him up twice, like legitimately up on his shoulders.
yeah, Tensai must have sandbagged him or something.
Nah, he was
All the
just
time
tired.
I
Like
was
they
too
learned their
tired.
lesson, and that's why there were all those bear hugs in this match. Because after they did their 10 minutes of whatever they had to do, they had to sit and relax for a little while so Ryback could get his strength back in, lift Henry up not once but twice.
Yeah, and I jokingly said it looked like he threw his back out when he successfully hit it after the match.
I just,
Unless he
I
was just
was,
selling like the effects from the match, but if he was, good job to him. But I give him all the credit in the world for lifting up like fucking over 400 pounds like that in like the cradle fisherman suplex type hold
And March.
and March
I
and
could do it with
fucking
like a
March
fucking gallon of
after
milk,
having
but
Henry land on his fucking back of his head.
well, all I'm saying to this match is it did nothing for me. Literally, I've seen porno. I've masturbated to pornos longer than this. That's how bad this match is.
all right. Anybody else have any last thoughts?
Yeah,
I
I'm on Burhan's boat with this one. I was not really as blown away with this match as I thought I was going to be. Um, I don't know. I don't. There's just something about it. It just seems like two big slow guys that it was plotting.
It was just plotting in there.
Yeah,
I could recreate this match in an old people's home.
You know what I could kind of compare it to? Kane
What?
and Kali.
Yes.
No.
Same spot on the card.
These guys made Kane and Carly look like luchadors.
No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't go that
Oh,
far.
come on.
Henry's a way bigger big man than Collie and Kane. Well,
Well, I'm a big fan of Ryback. I'm a big fan of Mark Henry, and I knew that this wasn't going to be great.
This match did the opposite of what it was intending to do with these two, and the thing is, it needed to be more physical, and that was the problem. It wasn't, and it literally made both guys look bad. Now I think individually,
yeah, because it made it
Henry,
look like Ryback literally cracked under the pressure of his first WrestleMania.
yeah,
That's what it came
it
off
probably
as
is
to me.
that. Henry individually probably could pull off some. He has the potential to pull off some awesome matches. He's done that. Ryback has done okay, but to me, he still hasn't proved himself since the Rumble. He's just really slow, really kind of pathetic in the way that he moves around the ring, and he needs to fix up and fix up quickly. If he doesn't, I don't see him going into any other big feuds. Maybe
No, if he doesn't build up his stamina and cardio and he can't last more than 5 minutes in a match, he's going to have absolutely no career.
The only other point
So
that
far, 3-minute squashes will get you.
the only other point that I wanted to bring up was, do you guys think that? Do you agree with me that this match would have felt more important if it would have been later on in the card?
no.
No, not if it ended the way it did.
No, I mean
Still-
they even like to start it off with the fans.
You know what they could have done if they made it into a tag match, maybe, and have them paired up with some guys who could actually work. That probably might have helped.
Tony, I agree with you. I think this match would have been better as a blow off for something after Punk Undertaker or Triple H.
Or
Brock
pre-show.
Lesnar.
Put it on the pre-show.
Okay, I don't think it's pre-show worthy. I definitely still think Tons of Funk that should have been on the pre-show and or not at all. That's just my opinion of women's wrestling in general, which is very bad.
Do not have a conversation with Dave Prazer.
I gotta say, I'm not as down in this match as you guys. I do think it was very slow beginning. Like the first half of it was not very good. I think they made up for it in the final moments of it, though. I think the spot with Ryback picking him up and not being able to get him all the way through it, and Henry just falling and squashing him like a bug, and then getting the surprise victory. Don't lie, every single one of us picked Ryback to win that match.
Mhm.
We did.
Yeah, no, I did. I was kind of pissed off because I was like, I'm gonna lose. Why did they do this to me?
I'll give them the surprise. I didn't think that it was going to
And
happen.
then Ryback went and did the move, got him up, had that WrestleMania moment. Both guys, I think, came out of this looking pretty good. Yeah, the match wasn't great. We'll forget about that. We're going to
To be fair,
remember
we
the
weren't expecting
moments.
it to be great either. It's not like we were expecting some sort of masterpiece.
Exactly.
As I said, I went in with low expectations, and it got even lower for me. What that happened on Raw made up for this match, in my belief.
All right, the next part we'll talk tag team championship. Team Hell No against Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston.